Hey guys, it's Cameron here with Emerson Property Management. Every week I bring you tools, tactics, strategies, lessons I've learned, things that helped me build up a sizable loan portfolio in about 2 years and now manage that portfolio. Can you guys hear the, the weed whacker in the background? You guys have to bear with me. We do these things live. Things happen. What can I say? Anyways, today I want to go over an article that I read, and I'll publish the link below or in the comments of the video. It's from a Bigger Pockets blog written by Brian Davis, and he talks about the 2018 annual household expenses. And again, this is a 2020 video, but I'm sure they'll still be, relevant from 2019 to 2020. It's not going to change that much. So I've written them out here. And again, I'll post the link to the article. You guys can read through it, but I'm going to summarize it. And I think Brian had written this very well. He had a lot of data and a lot of resources behind it. And I think this is an extremely important point that most people need to understand, especially when you're looking at your budget and you want to save money, whether that's to invest, pay down debt, buy real estate, buy a home. This is something that you want to make sure whatever you're focusing on has the highest return. And the three biggest areas, so for 2018 annual household expenses, was housing, transportation, and food. And again, that's $20,000, a little over $20,000 is spent in housing, a little under $10,000 spent on transportation, and almost $8,000 a year spent on food. So if you add these up, 20, you're looking at just about $38,000 just on those three. The rest of them, I'll just read them just in case you're curious. Clothing and apparel, a little under $2,000. Entertainment, personal insurance, healthcare, personal products, and then it was other. So those are all well below the rest, those other categories are well below. Those were the top three: housing, transportation, and food. So when you guys are looking at budgeting, when you guys are looking at, man, why do I not have any money? I need to save some money, whether it's pay off debts, to invest, buy real estate. These are the three categories you should focus on. Focus on reducing your housing, somehow cutting your transportation costs, and either eating in, eating out less, doing potlucks, picnics, stuff like that. I'm a firm believer in not to do the Mr. Money mustache, shrink until you live off of nothing, basically $18,000 a year. But when you're first starting out, every extra dollar that you can save, especially in your 20s, is significant over your lifetime, especially investing. I know I've got a video, check out the other video about the effects of those compound interest and how amazing it can be. Just a couple dollars invested every day or $100 invested every month can be over your lifetime. So housing, how can we reduce? I'm just going to go through this really quickly. Housing, we can house hack. You can, rent out rooms, Airbnb. You can just rent a room off of somebody. Whether if they buy a house, hey, can I throw you $300, $400, $500 to rent out a room for you? Basically paying somebody else's house hack. Move in with your parents. Find a roommate. Those are ways, or maybe move a little bit outside the city. Those are ways to bring that housing payment down. Transportation, new cars, expensive cars, leases. Those are very expensive over your lifetime. And the only way I ever recommend a lease is if you're doing it for a business purpose. You can write off 100% of a lease for a business deduction. So if you have a rental portfolio, I would highly recommend getting a lease instead of buying a new car, if cars are your thing. But outside of that, when you get an expensive car, insurance is really high. And if you're driving really far, the wear and tear on your vehicle can be substantial. So try to figure out ways to do that. Maybe look for new insurances, anything you can do to get the cost down. Food, eating in. That's the only thing I can say, guys. Eat out less. Go to other restaurants maybe that aren't as expensive. Do some potlucks. I've heard some great ideas. I'm not the guy to discuss the food side, but I have heard some great things on how to reduce those expenses. And if you look at $8 grand, that's that's a little over $700 a month, right? Or a little under $700 a month spent in food. So that's pretty substantial, especially if you don't have kids. That would be quite a bit of money. That was it, guys. You know, that's it. If you need some help with some budgets, or you're finding you don't have much money at the end of the day, look at housing, look at your transportation, look at your food. If you tuned in this long, I really appreciate it. Even with the the guy cutting the grass. Like I said, we do these live. It happens. We publish it, and I appreciate the community and you guys helping out. Question, comments, concerns, post it below, and I'll see you guys next week. Thank you.